where I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun to transform this and turn it into something more updated and more modern looking? These are definitely wise pieces to use in spaces like this where you want to make it show large, but you don't want to actually take up too much space. On the other side of the floor, we have another bedroom. Well, hey guys, welcome back. We are at an exciting project today, and I have to say this because I have been preparing for this project for a little over 10 days now. I came to the consult with an amazing agent I work with in the city, Maria, and she got this listing in prime Toronto, downtown Toronto. Very expensive area, I would say. It's a townhouse. Not that big, probably I would say altogether it's 3 floors. It's probably about 3,500 square feet. It has 4 bedrooms. The basement area is completely finished, which is exciting because this area is a little bit more of like a commercial residential area. So we're gonna be dressing it up as like an office / sitting area, and it has a kitchen and a bedroom. So it's like its own unit. And the floor we're on right now, come, let me give you a tour actually. We're standing in the kitchen. And it's pretty narrow house because it is a townhouse, but guess what? It's going over $5 million. Why? Obviously, location, location, location. I do really like the fact that they have these double doors here that come into the main area, which you are standing in right now. But there is a little narrow hallway, and you'll see the guys coming through. And oh, the staircases. This can sometimes be challenging if there's a bulkhead, but I think we're clear today. So we're standing in the dining room, and this is a pretty big dining room considering that it's a townhouse, but it's a little bit more longer than the traditional townhouse, again, because of the setting and the luxury of this area. So they're catering to people who are downsizing probably from like 10 to 20,000 square foot homes and coming into here. So this dining room looked a little bit different. We had a very antique, oversized light fixture here, which Justin just recently took down. And we put up this beautiful light. The setting is a little bit more traditional, I would say, but I'm kind of going for a Parisian vibe. And with that, this light fixture is the perfect piece for that kind of design aesthetic that we're going for. So this is our great room here because we don't have the living room / family room. This is the main area that people are gonna be entertaining in or just relaxing in. But check this out, I absolutely love this. Double doors, kind of floor to ceiling effect with the windows. This is fantastic because you guys know what I always say, natural light is everything. So imagine this was not here, the space would be so much more dim. So the setup here, we're going for very clean looking. As you can see, some of the pieces are here. I have my really cool chairs. They just came back from a pickup. I'm excited about them because I feel like with the furniture we're using on this side, they're really gonna be nicely kind of complementing each other. So we're on the second floor now, and I just wanted to point out some of the features of this house. So as you can see here, the wainscoting on the walls, this is more of a traditional setting, which I felt that it would fit nicely with the modern furniture we're putting in and kind of combine it together to get that Parisian vibe, especially the plaster details that's on the ceilings and kind of here and there around the house. Guys, this is second floor. And I'm gonna take you the other way because this whole space here is the primary suite. Check this out. I mean, for $5 million, you get a floor all to yourself. This is the primary bedroom here. Isn't it lovely? I love this. There isn't a lot of lights right now, but once we add in our table lamps, it's gonna give ample lighting. And we have a nice, beautiful window wall here. But look at this. I love this. This is so pretty. So yes, it's built into the walls. It's not like you walk into a full closet, but check out all of the details with the little mirrors on the walls, all of the moldings, the brass hardware. This is very Parisian, and I love this. And this is where my inspo came from. Then on that side over there, you have the primary ensuite. Primary ensuite, so the place hasn't been renovated recently. It is good enough to sell, and maybe somebody will come and do their own big renovation. But this was not a space for us to be like, oh, let's just change the hardware. Oh, let's, just change all of the lights. Because most likely whoever does come in here will put in their own special touches. And I can totally see them going modern here, doing something really wild.
Hey, Sanaz.
Yeah?
I have a couple things that we need to go through.
Hold on, I'm taking a break right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So lovely. I mean, if I lived here, I'd have this open all the time, have like the white sheer flowing through. You see the movies?
So we have a number of things to go through before we go back for the second load.
Okay.
One of the things that we were talking about were the cowhides, and you said that you're going to use one somewhere else and you could potentially use the other one that's here.
And then we have 2 chairs coming here for like a sitting area.
What?
The gray ones, the round ones.
Oh, this barrels?
Yeah.
So this room is all here.
Yeah.
Right?
That one and the nanny room.
Cool.
4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms.
We've given ourselves a time frame to finish here in the next, 4 hours?
Let's hope.
Is that realistic?
Let's hope. Okay, I'm gonna get off with that and be back as fast as possible.
See you soon. I'm gonna get back to work now. All right, guys, it's the big day, and I can't wait to show you what this $4.5 million townhouse has actually turned out to look like. Come on inside. I have to say, at this phase of the project, there's this profound sense of satisfaction when I walk through the property and it's all styled and looking glamorous and playing its part in selling the property, that it just feels so good when you come in and the house is empty and it just looks so plain and boring. And then you completely transform it into playing the role of a $4.5 million townhouse. So yes, I am gonna emphasize on that. This is a townhouse we're standing in right now, and it's located in downtown Toronto, prime, luxury, high profile area, and that's where the value comes in. So just standing in the front foyer, you can imagine when I came through the property, I got this beautiful vision of creating or recreating a more modernized Parisian home. And that's exactly what you have here, because there's so many different features like the crown moldings, the wainscoting, the different finishes that have happened throughout this house that gives it a more of a traditional setting, where I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun to transform this and turn it into something more updated and more modern looking? And that's where the challenge came in. So not only is this an actual home tour, because I'm excited to show you everything we've done here, but I also wanted to go through some of the points that you can take note of if you're remodeling or you want to update your house, because the list is endless. You can go on and on about different stuff that you want to do with your house, but really, what makes the most difference, what creates the most impact with spending a lot less than you would if you had to renovate top to bottom? When we were approached by Maria, the agent of this property, her vision was to showcase this beautiful house, but to make it look more updated. So obviously, I always say light fixtures are number 1 on my list, because it's the one thing that really pops to people. The old light fixture was really outdated, really oversized, and just did not belong in this house. So this guy right here was my pick, and the story behind it is I was standing beside the cash register, cashing out with another order, and this caught my eye, and I thought, what a beautiful piece to showcase in this townhouse, because guys, we have 10-foot ceilings here, and that is not something to take lightly, especially in older homes where you typically have about an 8-foot ceiling. So I really wanted to elevate the space and show off the ceiling height. And how do we do that? With this beautiful, big and bold light fixture. So you're probably thinking, oh yeah, of course, spend so much on a light fixture, right? Well, not really, because this light fixture was actually pretty inexpensive. It comes from an original piece, which was actually thousands of dollars, and we ended up finding this as almost, you can say, an imitation piece, a look-alike, but not having to break the bank. So one of the other features that really popped out to me in this dining room area is this big feature wall. So we have the wainscoting going at the bottom, but instead of removing it and just having the plain old wall, I thought, keep the wainscoting, paint it all out white, and put a big, beautiful, bold, and oversized artwork over it. And that did the job just right, because just have a look at this. You have the big black light fixture in front of this dark and bold canvas sitting behind it. They really complement each other really well. And then we brought in with our furniture the same color scheme. So you have your gold-based table with a glass top. Again, because this area is a little bit more narrow, I didn't want to do a solid wood piece. So I thought, obviously, glass would be the best way to make things a little bit more airy. So we ended up using our very popular glass top table with the brass base, our black barrel back chairs. I know you guys have seen these in our projects before, but I love using them because they're so versatile in any space. So if you have a setting that you really want to make it look more trendy and create contrast because of all the white walls, this setup is actually perfect for that idea. Just take a look at how everything flows so nicely together. You have the white in the vases, you have the black in the light fixture, you have all of that color scheme happening in your artwork, and then your chairs and table. This dining room is absolute perfection to me. So stepping into our great room, and I call it great room again because it's a combination of living room and family room. And this space is actually quite oversized, guys. So this house is about, I would say about 3,500 square feet. It has 4 floors of living space, all split up into different levels. And this is the main, basically, entertaining area. So obviously, your first intention is to show ample seating when you're staging a house or styling your own house, depending on your needs. So this, we wanted to show ample seating because one of its price point. So if they do have a large family or if they are the type to entertain a lot, you want to be able to show ample seating without cluttering the space, obviously. We want to maintain the flow. So what I thought was to create again, going back with that Parisian vibe, very clean looking, but yet maintain the elegance of the space. So we ended up doing our modular sectional, and you guys know I love my modular pieces. So this one is in the linen finish. It's a little bit more formal looking than our poodle. We put the 2 pieces together to create an oversized sofa. And guys, I mean, this is a huge piece. These are 44 inches deep, and still you have so much space to work with. And this goes back to, if you want to know how to properly style your house, make sure you check out the video above because we go through all of the different steps that you want to make sure that you don't do and what you actually do to make sure you have the perfect design. And on my right over here, we have 2 sets of double doors that take you out to a beautiful terrace area. So this was the challenge right here because people need walkout space. So obviously putting another sofa here would actually clutter up the space and maybe even give the people impression that the space is too small because now they have to walk around their sofa to get there. So we thought to do a beautiful chaise here instead of a love seat because, and I love doing this and I'll explain to you guys why. If you do a love seat here, you're gonna have 2 arms. So essentially it would be the same length as this, except you would have another arm here. doing a piece like this, like a chaise, actually opens up the space, and visually it allows your eye to move forward. So if I had another arm over here, this piece would look very blocked. Whereas right now it's a chaise, you have the arm on one side and it kind of is open on this side, where visually it makes you feel like it's longer and more elongated. So the chaise here was the perfect piece for the window setting here. We paired it up with our double coffee tables. Yes, my darlings, not only one coffee table, but we have 2 coffee tables here because of the space and how big it is. I just felt like one would have been maybe a little bit boring. I wanted to create a little bit more contrast, something a little bit more fun, kind of hyping up the space by doing a 2-piece like this that really match each other so beautifully. You have the one bronze piece over here, and you have a glass top with a marble, but again, I talk about this in my other video about mixing and matching your pieces. This is the perfect example of this because these two are 2 separate coffee tables, but together they look so amazing and well suited for each other. So then we finished it off with some beautiful accessories on both tables. So without cluttering it up, just some main pieces that kind of speak out to you. That is the trick for this. And we had enough room here to actually do a couple accent chairs to finish off this space. So you have kind of like an L-shaped setting going. Didn't want to leave this empty because you do have enough space and you don't want to make it look bare. So we put in these 2 chairs instead of doing another solid piece, which would be too much. I love these chairs. These are actually on our Like to Know It page. Make sure you check it out, Style with Sanaz. You can find the exact same chairs there. I know a lot of people have been asking about it, but what I love most about it is the fact that it has this beautiful brass detail going around it. It is an aged brass, which I prefer versus the shiny polished brass. So it'll really just blend in with any kind of finish that you're doing in your space. So 2 accent chairs, little accent table, and my favorite bowls over here. I know a lot of people have been asking about these bowls. These were like a one-of-a-kind find for our inventory. However, we do have a company we work with and they make metal bowls. So if anybody's interested, make sure you reach out to us because we can definitely hook you up with that. Well, couldn't get more Parisian than this. Double French doors leading you from the dining room into the kitchen space. So again, this is a pretty traditional kitchen and we didn't want to break the bank and actually start tearing things down because that, 1, would have been very costly, and 2, we didn't have the time for it. So we decided to just modernize it with some accessories. We have our moss bowls, we have a lot of white happening, very clean line accessories, just bringing in some color with our more organic, natural pieces. We did a round top table with 4 chairs, linen finish, again, going for that kind of traditional setting, but clean lines, keeping it a little bit more modern. We did not change the light fixture here. We kept it as is because it does kind of blend in with what's happening in the dining room. And it does have a little bit of that traditional / modern feel. So this is the kitchen area. It's a little bit small. I'm sure whoever does actually buy this place will do a little bit of revamping in here. Again, not in our budget and not in our timing, so we focus more on the styling. In our last video, I did mention when you're styling a home and you're starting a new project, it's important to have a theme. And that really helped us in this project in moving it forward because when I came in at the consultation, I already had a theme. I knew what has to be done in here and I went with that vision and recreated it because look at this. Everything is traditional here. The pickets are traditional, the floor is traditional, you have the traditional wainscoting, but then bang, you put a modern piece of art on the wall and it's a complete game changer. So we're actually on the 2nd floor right now, and as I mentioned this on styling day, this whole floor here is for the primary bedroom. So this is a gorgeous size bedroom. It's actually oversized. So we did our king setup with the 2 nightstands. We had enough room here to do a sitting area. I just felt like if I finished it off with a bench, it wouldn't really do it justice. We needed these chairs to create the volume. So up here, we're about 9.5-foot ceiling. So it does have a good height on the second floor. And what we did with our accents, with the artwork and the mirror, kind of elevating the walls is important, because if you don't have that, people cannot really understand the ceiling height until you visually see how high it actually goes. And doing something like this on the walls does actually elevate the space and actually show you how tall the ceiling is. One of the other things that was important in styling this room was, yes, I could have gone with a light and bright and airy type of furniture in here, but I felt that it was important to create that contrast, one, and two, not to turn away the other sex. So we decided to create contrast by using the darker finishes. And so that makes it a little bit more masculine as well, because I know some of the features in this bedroom, like for example, if you go back, you have this beautiful walk-in closet, which is so Parisian and everything is so white and delicate, you kind of feel like this is like a woman's space. But no, that's not the case, because what we created back there actually neutralizes the space where it becomes kind of that masculine, feminine kind of feel. The only thing we could really do here was add a fur rug on the floor. And I saw this at my consultation. It was a vision I had walking through here. I thought, wow, this is so pretty. How can I kind of accentuate on what's happening here? And I thought, a fur rug on the floor, which I know everybody's gonna be stepping on, so we'll definitely have to get cleaned after this, but I just feel like it sets the mood really nicely. One of the things I would have done, I didn't want to change the hardware because I felt like it goes with the setting, doing all the, well, they had all of the brass, the gold finishes. The light fixtures probably was on my list to replace. However, the timing was not in line with the project and we decided to scrap the idea. But again, when you walk in here, there's so much to see with all of the millwork, all of the paneling on the doors, the doorknobs, and now the fur rug that I felt like, you don't really need it anyway. The space kind of speaks for itself. So giving you a little peek into the old world, I mean, none of this has been renovated, I would say, for about like 20 years or so. However, it has been kept really nicely and clean. So we didn't change anything here. Again, I feel like this would be a project on its own for whoever buys this space. We just decided to do some accessories on the counter space, put some towels up, some flower and artwork, just to create that warmth. Again, everything is a feeling when people are walking through a house and that they're looking to purchase and make their home. They're looking for a feeling. And so it's important that every space is used properly, strategically, and you make sure that you create a nice warm feeling for the people that are walking through the rooms. We have 2 bedrooms on the 3rd floor, well, the 4th floor, because there is a basement. So this is the smaller of the rooms, and we really use this space really nicely. Nice and full looking. I feel like when you walk into this room, it's gender neutral, definitely, but at the same time, it gives you that feeling that you're looking for. And you think, oh, this is so pretty. I could do this with it, or I could do that with it. So it's definitely important to stage the rooms, style the rooms, bring out its full potential. And that's what we did here with this queen setup. On the other side of the floor, we have another bedroom. This one takes a king size bed. So this one is actually another primary bedroom where we did our king headboard, 2 oversized nightstands, and it fills up the wall really nicely. And then on this side, we had enough space to do a nice sitting area, or whoever's coming in here can envision, they can even have like a working station here if needed. I know a lot of people are working from home these days, and they do definitely come in handy. And then in between the 2 bedrooms, we have a shared bathroom, which again, has not been renovated, but I just want to show you the well use of space in this house, because every inch of this house has been used for something. There is no dead space, and that to me is definitely a bonus. Well, that completes our home tour for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun styling this property because as you can see, it turned out absolutely fabulous and our client is so happy with the end result. I hope and know that it's gonna sell very quick because, I mean, take a look around. We've created a vision, we've created a lifestyle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. As always, guys, we need your support. So make sure you do that if you haven't done that. And if you haven't been on our Instagram page, make sure you check us out there at Style with Sanaz. And we're also on TikTok now, Style with Sanaz. We'll see you next time.